Hi again. This is gonna be our class number 2. It's gonna be a lot of things, but also very useful things. So let's start. First, I just wanted to introduce you to numbers. I think you will get them pretty quickly because they are everywhere and they aren't that hard to memorize. Okay, so how do they sound? Raz or jeden, dwa, trzy, cztery, pięć, sześć, siedem, osiem, dziewięć, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then we go to easier part. 21, 22 and so on. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110 and so on. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900 and 1000. And we get like million is million, billion is milliard, so that's different. Yeah, as you can see, they are quite easy because when you get first 9 letters, 9 numbers, they are quite repetitive. Also, you can also maybe hear that we don't pronounce bigger numbers so clearly. So it's not 50, it's more like 50. So this bit of, weird letters next to each other, you don't have to be so thorough voicing them. You can, of course, some good actors will always go like 60, but most of the people will be like 60. Just quick. So that's one example of where we don't have to worry about such a clear pronunciation. Okay, let's leave that for a bit because you will have so many chances to use numbers. Just imagine you can go play darts, bowling, I don't know, watch a soccer game, and everywhere will be numbers like 2, or for example, like in darts, 180 is 180 in Polish. So you have to memorize it sooner or later. And of course, money is where you will be using numbers. I hope big numbers, but not in prices though. Okay, so let's introduce some more essential phrases. Mój is my. Twój is yours. Jej is hers. Jego, his. So it's easy, right? My, mój. It sounds almost the same. And then some more easy phrases. Telephone number will be numer telefonu. Email is just email. And address is adres. So email address will be adres email. Easy. Also, do you remember the previous class we had with the verb jest, is? So we're gonna go a little step further from this because that's where Polish and English are a little bit different. So in Polish, you would say, my telephone number is. But maybe you already noticed that we don't say mój numer telefonu jest, but we say mój numer telefonu to. To, in most translations, is this. So if you want to translate it one-to-one, how we speak, that would be my phone number this. No is there. You have to learn this construction or maybe memorize it, because that's something that's different between Polish and English. We usually, when there's a noun that you present, there will be to. But when it's, for example, an adjective that you introduce, for example, I don't know, my cat is lazy, mój kot jest leniwy, then you will have jest. But just remember that we use to. And that's what we really use. That this is what sounds natural. Okay, so since now you know numbers, you can introduce yourself. So why not tell your age, right? Ile masz lat is how old are you? Literally, it means how many years do you have? And that's how we speak in Polish. How old are you is ile masz lat. That's what we're using. Because in Polish we possess our years, our age. We aren't our age, our numbers, like you guys in English. So for ile masz lat, you want to answer, for example, mam 30 lat. I'm 30 years old. And literally, it means I have 30 years. It's similar as in Spanish. They also have age, not our age. You can also say something different though. You can say skończyłem, for example, 32 lata. It's I turned 32. And you can also say, this sounds maybe a little bit more mechanical, but it's correct. Mój wiek to 43 lata. My age is 43. Another sentence you can say is maybe you want to tell somebody what's your zodiac sign or make them guess, so you need to give them a month. So for example, mam urodziny w maju. I have birthday in May. Okay, so for a short practice, you can try saying something like, hi, I'm Alex, I'm from the US. This was in the last class. My number is, and then you just say numbers. How old am I? Here you are. I'm years old. I've been here years. See ya. Try to think about how that would be. I won't give an answer. Maybe I'll give an answer in the description. So let's go further. Well, since we are gonna introduce some harder concepts now, sorry, that's how it's gonna be. I need to tell you that numbers are a bit crazy. Because, we have nouns can be plural or singular. If something is one, it's singular. So you would say jeden kot. But then for plural, of course, you need to change the ending, one cat, two cats. And in Polish, it works the same. jeden kot, dwa koty. So you add y. 3 koty, 4 koty. But after 4, the suffix, so this part you add to the word, unfortunately changes. So you go like this. Jeden kot, dwa koty, 3 koty, 4 koty, but 5 kotów, 6 kotów, 7 kotów, 8 kotów, 9 kotów, 10 kotów, and so on. So this means numbers that end in 1 to 4 make nouns after them stay in mianownik case, but those with 5 to 9 or 10 in this case of first numbers make nouns after them turn to dopełniacz case. And now please get yourself a coffee or sugar or probably both, sweets and coffee, because now we're gonna introduce something that doesn't really exist in English. And that's cases. In Polish, przypadki. Okay, just sit down because I'm gonna read them in Polish first. So probably won't remember these names at first, but they will stick somewhere to your brain. So we have them like this. Mianownik, kto co, biernik, kogo co, dopełniacz, kogo czego, celownik, komu czemu, miejscownik, o kim o czym, narzędnik z kim z czym i wołacz o. By the way, they can appear in different order in different places, but I took this order from a book for Polish learners, because in this way sometimes they just look the same in the forms. Okay, so in English their names go by nominative, accusative, genitive, dative, locative, instrumental, and vocative. And okay, so I was thinking, how should I introduce something that doesn't exist in English? Because you need to create a whole new concept, but actually there is a trace of them in English. Because you have the word she and you have the word her, or he and him. So have you ever wondered, why do you say she is nice, but I like her, and you don't say I like she, right? That would sound very weird. Or why do you have to say I like the son of hers and not I like the son of she's, right? That would sound really strange. So this actually is a trace of cases in English. And if you ever learned Latin, you also have cases in Latin. In, for example, a sentence, homo homini lupus est. Okay, but why do they even exist, right? So the thing is, in English, you have a proper order in a sentence that gives you information of what's the role of each word, right? For example, Jenny is eating ice cream. And you can't say ice cream is eating Jenny, because that would make this sentence sound very strange, right? It would make it a whole different sentence. But in Polish, it doesn't work like this. You can have a different order to each word, and you would still know what the sentence was supposed to mean, just because you have cases. So each word will have its proper ending, so you will know what role belongs to whom or what thing, right? So let's go to this Latin sentence, homo homini lupus est. It means a man is a wolf to another man. So in Polish it sounds człowiek człowiekowi wilkiem. But you can switch the order and you can say also człowiekowi człowiek wilkiem, and it's understandable. Or you can even have 3 the same nouns next to each other, like wilk wilkowi wilkiem, and it's understandable of, you know, what one does to another, and you can see that each wolf in this 4th sentence here, wilk wilkowi wilkiem, they are all wolves, but they are also all different cases, so that's why they don't look the same. Okay. So also, I think at least in my English classes in primary school, a teacher showed us this joke to stress the importance of proper interpunction. So, you know, you have 2 sentences. We're going to eat grandma, and we're going to eat grandma. And in one sentence, it means you're cannibals and you're gonna eat your grandma. And in the second one, you're just expressing the fact that you will be eating probably a normal dinner to your grandma. So in Polish, we can't make this joke because we have different cases that change each sentence. So for us, it's gonna be, if we're cannibals, it means będziemy jeść babcie. But if we're just normal grandchildren, we're gonna say będziemy jeść babciu. Right, so babciu, babcie. It shows different roles to this woman in this situation. And your question might be, okay, do I have to learn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versions of each nouns then? And how do I know what version to use? And so when will I be able to speak finally? Because how to communicate when you have to think through everything you're saying? Oh, yeah, this is hard to think about at first, but the truth is you don't have to learn 7 versions of each noun at first. You will probably make some mistakes, but the more you communicate, the more you use words, and the more words you hear, you will learn that these endings are quite repetitive, and something in your brain, in the back of your brain, just knows what to use. And I know it sounds like magic, but I've seen it a lot of times. People just start using proper case, and it just happens. And when they don't, still it is understandable, so don't worry. Just take it easy. Just immerse yourself. Yeah, and the last thing we're gonna do today is something you already saw, because you were telling your age. So this is a verb to have, mieć. Ja mam, ty masz, on, ona, ono ma, my mamy, wy macie, oni, one mają. If you remember verb to be, być, it also had quite similar endings, right? Ja jestem, ty jesteś, ona jest, my jesteśmy, wy jesteście, oni są. So they aren't one-to-one the same, but they are quite comparable. So, so ja mam, ty masz, on, ona, ono ma, my mamy, wy macie, oni, one mają. And after this verb, you usually use a accusative. Wiernik, right? Ja mam 30 lat. Ty masz 2 koty. Policja ma numer telefonu 112. So, ty masz 2 koty. You maybe remember that cat is cot, but we are adding this ending y, so we create koty because we need to change a case. Okay, my advice here is, if you remember the basic form of a noun, so mianownik, and you forgot what is the ending for a case, or maybe you don't even remember which case to use, just try to go with your intuition. Maybe you'll make a mistake, but maybe you'll get it right. If you make a mistake, don't worry, people will correct you or will ask, so? So means what? But that's the only way to learn it. You have to try. And don't worry. Even Polish people sometimes make mistakes. We all know it's crazy. So just try. You'll find it in you. Really. I promise. Okay, so for the end practice, you can translate this sentence I'm giving you in Polish, and you can answer it. So, my sentence for you is: Mam na imię Zuza. Mam 30 lat. Mam bardzo dobry dzień. A ty? And that's gonna be it. Remember, my homework advice is to find 100 most commonly used words in Polish and trying to understand them, translate them, and just listening to the music, watching television, maybe reading some poetry, although this can be tough also, but children's poetry is quite easy. So have a nice week and see ya. Bye!